Hello friends and welcome back finally to the Robot Wars Robot Arena 2 Tag Team Championship Tournament finale. I know it's been a while, I've been busy with college, with work, with building my own featherweight combat robot, which you can see over on the YouTube channel The Scrappers as our fights from Colchester in September. We didn't do well because it was our first event, but oh well. Let's get into today's episode. First up, we're going to have Invade vs Leftovers, Bot Design Winners vs VHS, and Cassius vs Scotsman. If the three teams from the winners bracket win, they automatically progress through to the final. If the winners bracket lose, they will then have a second chance because, of course, they should have 2 losses. It's double elimination, despite the fact I botched the entire thing and didn't actually plan this before I started. So without further ado, let's get into the first set of fights and I'll explain it all as we go.
Grab the seat of your chair and hold on. It's Robot Wars, and we're looking for some carnage today.
Thank you, Jonathan Pierce, for our introduction as always. And we are underway with our first fight. It's Team Invade versus Team Leftovers. Ooh, and Explosion 2 getting in nicely and throwing Shiny straight out while the two heavyweights battle around. Nice flip from Eruption. Explosion and Eruption working together to throw Iron Ore 6 across the arena. Although miscommunication as Explosion thrown by Eruption. Iron Ore 6 though in serious trouble. This should be a quick one. Oh, tell me that. Very lucky there, Eruption, not to throw his partner out, but Iron Ore 6 goes out, and therefore Team Invade from the winners bracket go through directly into the grand final. Let's move on to our next fight. And our second fight begins. It's the Bot Design Winners against Team VHS. And Bot Design Winners have started strong, but may be about to lose their featherweight. No. Hades in trouble from Infection, flipped and pushed against the wall by the spinner. Tipped upside down. Hades on the brink. Ooh, just flipped themselves back in. Meanwhile, the featherweights are just sort of sitting there, connected together. No progress being made. Infection, however, is making huge progress as Hades once again up on the wall. I believe the two featherweights may actually be stuck together. They are, that's it. Ooh, that was clever. Decimator actually not stuck there, just used the opportunity to eliminate Orchid Mantis. Although quickly thrown out by Infection, really without a second glance, just twists around, throws him out, and that's it. Two heavyweights now, the only ones left, have come together. It appears Hades actually has the pushing power, with its wedge just on the edge there. They're pushing against each other. Back into the arena, angle grinders on the edge there, not sure how much damage they'll do, if any. Once again, the two stuck together, just pushing into the wall. They have to separate, though, as the 10 count begins. And now it's Infection with the advantage, just getting the wedge underneath. Oh, but the drum has fallen off! They're off balance now, the drum fallen off, but the motor's still spinning. It's now Hades' opportunity. It's Hades' fight to lose. They just have to get under and get one good flip in. But I'm not sure they can. They're stuck up against the wall. But gets underneath, gets the flip. That could be it! He's stuck upside down. He has no real way to self-right unless Hades gives him the opportunity. Another flip. Does right them. Then back upside down and on their side. Infection in some serious trouble. Thrown up. And almost out. They're tipped out. No! Back in! Hades is in trouble with 50 seconds left on the clock. Flips Infection again though. Can't get underneath constantly, or consistently, excuse me. Just trapped by the now removed spinner of Infection. Just gotta get a spin around. They can't though. I believe Infection is actually still doing some damage. And pushes Hades up against the wall again. VHS have had the advantage for most of the second half, but not for the first. I believe with 15 seconds left, this will go to the judges, which, for the sake of keeping this episode consistent and short, will go to the in-game judges rather than a personal decision based on their performance. Hades currently, I believe, actually has... Does he have the advantage? He does. And that's it. That's timed out. It's ceased. And it goes to Team VHS. Okay. So because this is a losers bracket team going through, Bot Design Winners will have another chance to redeem themselves against the losers of the next fight, possibly, depending on who loses. I'm sort of making this up as we go along. And we're underway with our third fight, Team Cassius versus Team Scotsman. Now, should Team Cassius lose, there will be another winners bracket team losing, and they'll have to face VHS to see who can go through to the final. If Cassius win, though, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, because I won't have a team for VHS to face to redeem themselves. And we can't do three-way melees because, of course, 2 robots on each team. Although they are all stuck together at the moment. Little Hitter appears to be stuck on his side, though. Knocked back onto his wheels by his teammate. Good work there. The Scotsman gets the flamethrower onto Little Nipple and is just pushing him across the ring. Snappy Senior doing some damage to Cassius 3. Little Hitter just pushed up against the angle grinder and left there by the Scotsman. Once again, the flamethrower underneath, right onto the internals. Little Hitter does appear to be completely immobilized now, stuck on their side. The axe not firing. They are out, which leaves Cassius on their own against both of the Scotsman robots. We are still less than halfway through this fight, and Cassius does not look like he's going to survive. That's a critical hit. Another critical hit, I believe, from Snappy. That's it! Team Cassius have lost. Which means the Team Cassius will be in their redemption fight against Team VHS. Forgive me for getting it wrong in the last segment. That's actually Cassius against the Bot Design winners, of course, the team who lost the last round. I must say, I might have to give the advantage to Bot Design winners here. Oh! The Cassius flipped themselves out! It's the quickest fight we've had! That was 13 seconds! The Bot Design winners have won! And therefore have redeemed themselves with only one loss, will progress through to the next round. And now we move through to the next round, which is, I suppose, the semi-final with 4 teams left. You've got Team Invade, Team VHS, Team Scotsman, and Team Bot Design winners. 3 of these teams have lost a fight, and therefore by double elimination rules are 1 fight from defeat and elimination completely. Team Invade, however, still have to lose twice because they've won everything in the winners bracket. So I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do if they lose 1 fight, because I don't have a plan for this. Let's move on into the semi-finals, where it's Team Invade against VHS and Team Scotsman against Team Bot Design winners. And the first of our semi-final fights begins. It's Eruption and Explosion against Hades and Decimator. Decimator is taking the brunt of the force early on, flipped by the Team Invade, excuse me. Hades flipped straight out, which means it's just the featherweight left now. Although Eruption having some trouble. Ooh, miscommunication once again between Team Invade. Decimator in trouble, flipped clean out of the arena, but there goes Explosion as well. Team Invade win and progress through. Team VHS are done. And our second semi-final fight is underway. It's the Bot Design winners against Team Scotsman. It's all going to depend on how effective Orchid Mantis can be, I believe. Oh, getting in the way, I was going to say, but Infection flipped. No, they've self-righted. I was going to say flipped upside down. But here's where Orchid Mantis plays the good distraction, because Infection can just get in underneath. There goes, almost goes Snappy Senior out of the arena. Turning your back on Raging Scotsman, though, is not the smart choice, I believe. They need to get that spin. Ooh, Scotsman, though, upside down. The wedge being useless. Now the right way up, and can get in underneath with that flamethrower. Infection may be in some serious trouble here. Just pushed up against the wall. The flamethrower not actually active, though. Infection's drum spinner you can hear humming away as the 2 teams separate and back away. Infection may have the advantage wedge-wise in head-to-head, but definitely not in pushing power. The 2 circle each other. The flamethrower trying to get a lick in. The drum spinner looking to catch the edge. Ooh, Scotsman wins the wedge fight and pushes him back against the wall, but Infection just drives on top of him. Smart strategy. He's out of the way of that flamethrower, I believe, there. They do have to separate at some point to continue the fight. Infection is stuck! Infection is stuck and possibly immobile. Scotsman got lucky there, but I believe... Yes, that's it! It's a cheap way to win, but cheap ways to win may actually win them the tournament. Team Scotsman is going through to the final. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. One fight to decide the winner of the Tag Team Championships. This is Team Invade, Eruption and Explosion against Team Scotsman, Raging Scotsman and Snappy Senior. One fight, one winner, one champion. And our grand final fight is underway. Team Invade have not lost a fight so far, and Eruption is showing why, getting right underneath Scotsman and flipping him upside down. While upside down, of course, the wedge being useless, but the flamethrower is not. Explosion 2 is immobilized by the back wall glitch. The back wall glitch has taken place in the grand final. Eruption really needs to back off, get some space. He is losing out to the flamethrower. Snappy Senior upside down is going to be relatively ineffective, although may provide an annoyance. This fight will not go to a judge's decision, ladies and gentlemen. The final will be decided by complete immobilization, whether I have to restart the fight or not. Eruption in trouble though. Upside down, being pushed towards the back wall, in trouble. Manages to... Ooh, Scotsman flips himself over on Eruption. Snappy Senior against the back wall has been immobilized. Two featherweights eliminated by the glitch in the grand final. The heavyweights are all that's left, and they're going to have to separate in 1 second's time. They have. Their Eruption shows the advantage, the slightly lower wedge, but the flipping arm, once again he makes the mistake and gets caught on the wedge. That's giving complete access to the flamethrower to the internals of Eruption. Judges need to call this to separate, they have. Eruption spins away from that ram. Now throws Scotsman high up into the air. And again, when he gets the flips, they are relentless, and it may have been clean out of the arena. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We have our champions. Team Invade, Eruption and Explosion 2 are the Tag Team Champions. Congratulations. You've done in a video game what you couldn't quite do on Robot Wars. Well done, Eruption. You guys deserve it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the tournament. That's it. Finally, it's done. I think, considering I was making this episode up as I went along, I handled it fairly well, and I dealt with the issue of robots going to go to odd numbers, which, of course, we couldn't do in a tournament where there's 2 robots on a team. Team Invade, well done. Eruption, Explosion 2, you win. And on a personal aside, still holding a slight grudge with you guys, because the other version of Explosion, the featherweight, which is essentially a mini Eruption, did flip my robot out of the arena at our fights in September. Of course, once again, that's on the channel The Scrappers. Yeah, sorry, you know what, it might be linked in the description if I remember. But in our third and our final of the fights we entered, we were flipped clean out of the arena in one flip, after we were immobilized by Explosion. So I'm holding a grudge, but it was fun to watch. But Team Invade, well done, you deserve it, well done. But I do have news for the future, ladies and gentlemen, because I am going to be doing a properly organised double elimination heavyweight championship tournament with all of the 100 and something heavyweight robots in the game. This is going to be properly organised. I've got an online system that's set up all the double elimination, so it's not going to be any mistakes and awfulness like this one was. I'm sorry it was such a mess. But I'll see you guys next time. I don't know when it will be, because I want to record like 10 episodes of that tournament at once, so I don't have to miss some like I've done this time. But thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.